Hello. Today I want to talk a little bit about how we can chain workflows to create something that spans across multiple users or roles for that matter. So I created this simple workflow down here. Basically, it's a request for purchase request. So I can fill out a form and request that I want to buy a certain item. And the way that works is that I can go to forms and I can select create purchase request. And this will give me a list of items that I can decide that I want to buy. Let's say I want to buy flowers. So inside Node-RED, we will then check if this is an expensive item. So if I chose laptop or rental car, it will require a manager to approve the request, but since it was flowers, I don't need to do anything. So it goes down here and it just completes and sets the request as accepted. And now it could create a work item or whatever. But if I decide that I want to buy something more expensive, like a laptop, when I do that, it goes into processing mode. And the reason it goes into processing is that if I chose an expensive item, the state of the workflow goes into processing. And I select a form here to make sure that the user doesn't get sent to the front page. Here I then add the name of the user that actually filled out the form, and I then assign a workflow to a manager and tell them to run the workflow called validate purchase request, which is down here. And this just has the normal form that you know, where basically I check if you click the button, and once you click a button, I complete the workflow. And once we get a response back, I then update a message telling whether this was accepted or not accepted. And based on that, we could then add some logic based on whether it's approved or not. So this is now in processing mode. So if I log in as a manager, I can now see that I have a request that I need to handle. And if I open that, I can see that Alan Demo requested a laptop. I can accept this line. I'm a nice guy today, so I'm gonna accept it. And I instantly get told over here that the request was accepted. I could, of course, do the opposite. So I could go inside here. I could say, I want a laptop. And my manager could say, oh, wait, I think Alan has already gotten a laptop, so I'm going to disline this. And now I get the message it was dislined, and I can now add logic based on that. This is a pretty powerful thing because you can daisy chain assign workflows as many times as you want. So you can have an assign that triggers a workflow that doesn't assign, that triggers a workflow that doesn't assign, and you can do this as many times as you want. Or you could assign multiple times, and then in the request, when you get the result back, you can check whether all users have replied or a certain amount of users replied, and thereby creating very, very, very complex workflows. But that's for another video. The main point here is to show how we can have one user trigger something that another user have to react on, and then get a result back and do something based on that. I hope this helps.